Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We have the prayer and the pledge by Councilmember Dustin Swear.
Lord, we're meeting today to conduct matters of business. Guide our hearts and our minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. Thank you for being our source of guidance today. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge of allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Pro Tem Dan Doyle.
Here.
Councilmember Natalie Lopez.
Present.
Councilmember Marlon Lewis.
Here.
Councilmember David Broussard.
Here.
Councilmember Deidre Ledbetter.
Here.
Councilmember Sherry Guidry.
Present.
Councilmember Dustin Swear.
here.
Thank you. Item number 1, public comment. We have no public comment cards. I'll just remind you to please silence your cell phones, and we'll move on to item number 2.
Acceptance of the minutes of the October 2nd, 2018 meeting as published on October 12th, 2018.
Do I have a motion? Motion by Councilman Lewis. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Guidry. Any discussion on this item? Seeing none, please vote your machines. Thank y'all. Item 3.
Purchase to address the council. Ms. Sharon Russo to discuss upcoming scheduled events for Shes Hope, in particular the Bully Free Rally on October 23rd, 2018, and the Candlelight Vigil on October 25th, 2018.
Good evening, Council, Mayor,
Good evening.
public. This month is a big month for Shea Hope. You know, October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but it is also National Bullying Prevention Month. So this year, for the first time, we're hosting a bully-free rally. It's going to take place next week, Tuesday, October 23rd, at the Steamboat Pavilion. And then our candlelight vigil is same week, Thursday, October 25th, at the Steamboat Pavilion. The bully-free rally, though, like I said, it's new. It's something that I think everyone needs to be a part of because, you know, you just have to look around and listen, and that's a huge problem these days. So I'm looking, you know, and hoping if you got grandkids, you got kids, y'all come out. Everybody is invited. It's going to be a good time, and we need to stand together. Together we can make a difference in this. We have City Councilwoman and Minister Sherry Guidry she's gonna lead our prayer at the Bully Free Rally, and she's also participating in our candlelight vigil by doing I Got Flowers Today poem. So I want to encourage y'all to come and join us. We could use the support, and it's for a good cause and make a good statement. So y'all have any questions? Thank y'all so much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for all you do. Great. Madam Clerk, 3B.
Pastor Zach Mitchell to give an update on the planned strategies for the Taking the City initiative.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
Such a tremendous blessing to be before you again, and just to update you on what's happening and what's going on with the initiative. You know, some years ago, we moved out on one unction that we felt that God dropped in our heart, and that was that He wanted spiritual leadership in the city. We knew that we couldn't do this alone, but we've gone forward with that, and we've really done a whole lot. And now we talked about follow-up. Last time I was with you, I spoke on follow-up, and so we've had a pastor's retreat that we got together and strategized. And we've come up with this strategy that with the phrase "stay the course," stay the course, stay on course, stay the course. And so we felt like we kind of reached the mountaintop at going to the 6 districts and doing all the work from January to June. And but you know, as you have the mountaintop experience. You can't stay on top of the mountain. It's cold. All it has is a sense of euphoria that you've conquered something. All the flowers and et cetera are not on the mountaintop. It's in the valley. So we have decided to come down now and begin to really work this thing legitimately. So number one, we're working on unity. Number two, we're working on caring. We're trying to gather a lot of the victims, and et cetera, and bring them together, minister to them, and bring them along with the work. And speaking of work, number three, we're looking at working together. And four is just to take our stand in what's going on in our community. So those are the things that we are going to work on. And we have taken up a sense of saying to ourselves that leadership is about doing what I do. In other words, could you look at one another and tell each other, do what I do. Do what I do. And as I go take my seat, there's a great story in the book of Judges with Gideon. He did that. That's what he told an army of 300 people that he was going to fight against thousands. And he told them, he says, listen, do as I do. And that's what leadership is. And that's what we need, and I think that's what we have. So you be blessed, and I appreciate it. See you the next time.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Any questions? Thank you. Item 4.
Proclamation recognizing Red Ribbon Week being accepted by Darlene French, Comprehensive Learning Support System Specialist with the Iberia Parish School District.
Good evening. I'm so excited to be here again this year. I know it sounds like, okay, it's drug-free week again, but you know things change. Years ago, it was alcohol, tobacco, it was marijuana. Well, we're looking at a huge, huge problem with opioids. And I know you've read about it in the paper. Louisiana is one of the top states for having an epidemic. So even more so, we should be trying to educate our students as to what is going on. I do have, we do put out a drug-free guide every year, and hopefully, I know I picked this one up on the stand downstairs, so I know that it's there, so you can pick one up, which has information on mental health, the opioids, and then I always try to put things in there that the teachers might be able to use to teach the students. And of course, then we have our contest, and we have our winners in there. So students who have opinions, I like to read their opinions and see where our younger generation is going with those things. So please try to pick one up. And so the proclamation, I think, is before you. And so, Mayor, I'll turn that over to you.
Great.
Sir.
Whereas the problems associated with illegal use of drugs has become prevalent in every community, regardless of its size or location. Whereas the United States has now turned its energies toward the battle against drugs in its own neighborhoods, where it is imperative that visible, unified, preventative education efforts by community members be launched to reduce the demand for drugs. Whereas success will not occur overnight, patience and continued commitment to drug education and prevention are imperative. Whereas the 2018 Red Ribbon theme will be Life is Your Journey, Travel Drug-Free, to focus on the importance of strengthening parent-community networks and creating an environment in which our youth may live a healthy, drug-free life. Now therefore, I, Freddie DeCord, Mayor of the City of New Iberia, proclaim Red Ribbon Week, October 19th through the 26th, and encourage all citizens to participate in drug prevention activities, making a visible statement that we are strongly committed to a drug-free community, and encourage all citizens to pledge, life is your journey, travel drug-free.
Thank you.
And I have a copy for you. Thank you for all you did.
Thank you. Thank you all for your support.
Madam Clerk, item 5.
Recommendations from the Planning and Zoning Commission. A recommendation to extend the 1-year time allowed to another 12 months according to the City of New Iberia Code of Ordinances, Chapter 78, Subdivisions, Article 2, Plats and Plat Approvals, Section 78-32, Preliminary Plat C3 on preliminary subdivision approval on a plat entitled plat of Southern Estate Subdivision Phase 1, located in Section 25, Township 12 South, Range 6 East, by Charles D. Moore, PLS, dated August 9, 2017, located on JL and Dave Drive, granted by the New Iberia City Council by Resolution Number 1759, dated September 19, 2017.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Ledbetter. Do I have a second?
Second.
A whole bunch of people. I'll give this one to Councilman Swear. Do we have any discussion on this time extension?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So the only thing it means, he's not changing the use of it, he just didn't finish the work to have the lots available to be sold?
Yes, I'll let Jane come up and make sure we got that right, but he just needed more time.
Yeah, he needs some additional time. You know, our ordinance requires, from preliminary approval, he's got 12 months to install the infrastructure, and he works offshore somewhere a lot. And so he's moved a house onto the property, which was acceptable. He has 4 lots, and so he just needs to complete the infrastructure, and he's asking to extend that time limit.
Yeah, no problem. I just wanted to clear that up, because somebody thought maybe a different use was happening.
No, the use hasn't changed. It's still single family.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? Hearing none, please vote your machines. Thank you. Madam Clerk, item 6A.
Resolutions. Resolution awarding 6-month bids for high calcium quicklime pebble, road materials, and sanitary sewer materials, and 12-month bids for cleaning and maintenance supplies, liquid chlorine and sulfur dioxide, ferrous chloride solution, bioxide, AE35, concrete recycling, and 30-yard dumpster disposal.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Guidry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Broussard. Is there any discussion on these bids?
I have a question there.
Yes, sir.
I know that we put it out for bid, we had different people bid the project, and we always take the lowest
Yes.
bid. My concern is, a couple of these bids with the limestone was very close, but is any of these, we looking to affect that we have to maybe go out of town and get the limestone, or all of them local? Because if it's only 50 cents cheaper per ton, but you have to go to Lafayette to get it, is that looked into?
These prices are delivered.
No, some's not, some's picked up, some's delivered. PU means picked up? huh?
Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
you're right.
I was just wondering if we look into that when we look at these bids. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and that's a good question. I'm not positive. Mr. Leroy, would you know on that one?
All our companies are local here.
Even though they got a 504 number?
It's all local places we go pick it up.
Can you name the company?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucas, Arrogance,
Lucas Aggregates.
Never heard of them.
Slat.
Were they low?
Aggregates?
Yeah, and they're low.
Never heard of them.
Slat, SLAT, Lucas.
I'm just concerned about, you know, sometimes it costs us more to go pick it up out of town
Yeah,
than
that's a good
having it
point.
here.
They don't have a mileage where they're located at? No?
No, sir. That's something we can look into.
Never heard of them.
I mean, I don't know the company.
Because it was like 50 cents a ton cheaper,
Right.
but then that's on pickup, you know? If we have to go past Broussard and pick them up, it costs us more money.
Yeah, because Acadian's lower on the delivery.
Just a,
That's a good point.
you know,
No.
a thought.
That's first that I hear of.
Yeah, well, I don't think we've ever entertained that question
No.
before.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
check with
Yeah,
them.
that's a good thing. I mean, we can check if you want. I don't want to hold up anything to keep us moving.
No.
Yeah, I have no problem doing it, it's just that,
We
you
can
know,
approve it on the contingency that we'll check that one out. And if if they're really in some distance or something that it would affect, we can come back to you.
does
Is
Jeff
that-
have anything
can
to
we-
say about that?
I don't know if it was a requirement of the bid either.
So what was the requirement for the bid? Did we have to, it was all delivered or all picked
Some
up?
No, it's,
delivered, some-
we get a price either way,
Either
per
way.
ton delivered or picked, or picked up.
I have a suggestion if I
We'll
can.
take it.
Next year or next 6 months when you bid, ask the mileage to their location from ours.
Okay.
And that'll solve that problem.
Yes, sir.
How are you gonna compare different bids with mileage?
Well, if it's cheaper and it's further away, I mean, it's higher and it's or cheaper and further,
I
you gotta,
understand.
yeah,
But I don't know how you work that out to dollars and cents.
yeah.
Can we,
I've seen some bids where you put a radius.
that's right.
Yeah.
And you just say you have to be within 20 miles
Yeah.
to supply this.
Yeah. You do
That would be a way to do
Yeah.
that, because you
Yeah.
can't,
I've seen companies in the past locate a sub-business in an area to be able to get to work.
Yeah.
yeah. So in the future, we could put a radius on it.
Do we have to do this tonight?
I gotta keep things flowing, so, we really should in a way.
Well, do we know what the low bid is?
Yeah.
Yes?
It's highlighted.
The bid's highlighted, it's just we're not, Dan brought up a question that
I
we're
don't
not sure
wanna, I don't
how
wanna
far
stop
they,
the
how
process,
far they
but
are.
I was just wear and tear on our vehicles and that to pick it up,
Well, what's the difference in the price?
50 cents a
50
ton.
cents a ton?
Picked up?
Yes, sir.
What is the difference delivered?
Couple of dollars,
$5.
5 on the delivered.
Oh.
But we pick someone else for delivery.
Yeah, delivered is Acadian and, pickup is new
Yeah.
company.
And that's not the only one,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
different size limestone.
Can I just make a motion for the 3 items that we have highlighted for Slat Lucas aggregates to move those and award those to Acadiana Shell, and then get a second, and then Acadiana Shell gets those 3 items, or no?
I don't know, because they're really low, and, you know, they're lower on it. I think we need to check the radius and see how
Well-
close they are.
For the,
You can give them the ones that aren't low, you know, but where they're low, we can't take that away from them.
So,
which means we can't take it away from them, like, we can't,
In
we
other words,
have to
until I-
use the lowest,
well-
like, that's the law?
what's the
Well,
number of
the whole-
limestone they low on?
Point of bidding is to find the low bidder.
Number 8 limestone.
Number 57
Number 57 and number
610.
610.
and number 3.
I used the number 8 and the 610.
Mhm.
It's the only 2 we use.
So for the 610, Acadiana Shell's $30 and Lucas pickup is $29.25. So we're talking about 75 cents a ton difference to go local. And the other
Well, we
one
don't
is
know,
50
we don't know where their
cents.
location is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
Acadiana Shell is,
No, but I don't know if the other, we don't know where the other company is yet. I need to check to see if they local. I don't know where they're at. It is a Baton Rouge number, but they couldn't
no,
have
it's
a
a New
yard.
Orleans number.
You Googling them?
Yep.
Okay, let me know. That's what I was getting ready to do.
We asked for so much a ton.
We just asked for price per ton, and we probably, I don't think we had a radius specified,
Yeah.
But we can.
which we can.
Specify deliver or pick up.
Homa.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. We can still do that.
Homa.
Homa?
Yeah, so it's 50 cents and 75 cents cheaper a ton, but you gotta go to Homa to pick
Well,
it up.
We're not doing that.
So can I make a motion to move
Yeah. If
number
they-
8, number 57, and number 610 and grant those to Acadiana
I
Shell?
don't know if we can.
No,
We'll have to ask Jeff.
Yeah, it's a question.
but we can
It's 90 miles
deliver
away.
from Acadiana Shell.
I'm not going home.
You just get it delivered for this
Well, I don't
price.
think you can pick a higher price.
Yeah.
Pick up.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Now, can we accept delivery
Yeah,
at a
yeah.
lower price?
Delivery's
Yeah.
higher, that's the thing.
No, deliver low.
On the, at Acadiana Shell,
Delivery's
look,
higher.
this is the winning
You don't
bid
have
for
to get it.
delivery.
So, we're not sure they don't have a yard here in Iberia Parish.
I don't know that. That's what I
That's
need to
what-
check.
Yeah.
Can we accept it on the, and then
One
let the
time.
mayor check into that tomorrow?
I think you need to do it or not do it.
I just don't see going to home and picking up a yard of
We're not doing that.
limestone.
I got trucks that won't make it to home.
Can we punt this to the
No,
next
we
meeting?
won't.
Well, I'm just being honest. Sir?
Do this next meeting.
Kevin, can we do this next meeting?
But
I just wanted to point
special
out,
needs.
just because the address or the phone number on the billing site
Right,
is out in the city or state, doesn't mean that's where we're picking it up. That's just their headquarters.
Yeah, they could have a yard in town or in
Also,
the parish.
all these bids are going up again in 6 months. So this is just for a 6-month bid. It's
Right.
not for the whole year.
Right.
Yeah.
But don't we have a special meeting next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Can we do it?
Can we honor the prices we have right now till next Tuesday? We're gonna have to have a special meeting
For
to
the
amend the budget.
That's just 6 months.
I guess do we have to receive, are we receiving a shipment in the next 10 days?
Somebody might need some limestone.
You never know.
No.
Well, I think what we're going on is for the new fiscal year beginning in November.
I think we ought to find out more before we award the bid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
comfortable with that.
Don't table, don't table. Just delay, just take,
Defer.
You want to delay?
just
our
defer,
next,
defer.
I make a motion to defer to the special meeting next Tuesday.
I'll say.
Okay, great. That's what we're gonna do. Thank y'all very much. Good discussion. Thank you, Dan.
We have to vote on that motion.
We need to vote on that motion, to defer. Thanks, Mike. Great, thank y'all. All right, moving on to 6B.
Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a payment processing service agreement with Value Payment Systems LLC to collect payments through the city tax department.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Guidry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Lewis. This is for us to have a credit card. Any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
He said this is for us to have a credit card.
This is for people to be able to pay their taxes with a credit card.
Right, oh, okay, all right.
I'm not
And what's-
charging you
And
anything.
what's the service charge on that? That,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, service charge.
There's none to the city.
We can charge
I
them
don't
for
think there is to the city.
There's none to the city.
okay,
From what I remember reading the contract, the fees, there's two fees. There's a convenience fee and then there'll be the service fee.
okay, the convenience fee is how
They
much?
are based upon a sliding scale, which is based upon the volume and the amount of the payment.
But we
I
pay
do
no
not have
fees
that
as a
scale in
city.
front of me,
Okay,
but that is a decision, it will be, before the person goes and makes the payment,
Yeah.
It's
they
gonna
will be
show up on the
told what they
screen.
wish, what their costs are gonna be, and to be asked, do you wanna proceed?
Yeah, there's no cost to the city.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
thank you.
You're the lawyer, but we kind of went through that last year in my business, and legally, you can charge the fee to the consumer, and it's consumer on my end, not the taxpayer. And they said the only requirements we had to do is put a sign up with it, and it had to be on our invoice. Or like on a tax pay, you can pay by this, but there will be a charge. That's what was told to us by the state,
Yeah, we can check that.
just to give you a little information on
Yeah.
that.
I have asked Cynthia, because this is gonna be applicable to her, her department, and we're gonna work with the assessors and make sure that it is put on there, the opportunity to pay with a credit card, and the website, from what we're being told, will let you know what your cost is gonna be, and ask, do you wanna proceed?
And the fees are in the Schedule B attached to the agreement, which is in the packet.
Yeah.
And also this will be added to the website as well.
There will be, the requirement of the contract is that there's a link on our website to go there. And it's also required in the contract that the invoice or the property tax notice reference that you can do this via credit card.
Any further questions? Hearing none, please vote your machines. Thank y'all. 6C.
Resolution awarding the bid to E.B. Fute and Sons LLC for the LCDBG Construction Grant Fund Sewer System Improvement Number 2, Bayard/Jean Street Project in the amount of $564,662, and authorizing the mayor to sign any and all documents in connection with the contract.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Ledbetter. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Broussard. Is there any discussion on this bid?
I got a question.
All right, good.
On the bid, I saw they had two people bidding.
Yes.
But that 30,000 is an alternate, that was a deduction, and that's why it came out to 564.62,
Yes.
huh?
Yes.
Because it didn't note up there what it was.
I know, but it's a deduction.
It's a deduction?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Anything further? Good. Vote your machines. Thank y'all. Madam Clerk, item 7.
Public hearing. A, the public hearing on the introduction of an ordinance altering the boundaries of New Iberia Highway 14 Economic Development District Number 1 and providing for other matters in connection with the foregoing has been rescheduled for November 6, 2018 due to publication issues. B, public hearing on the introduction of budget amendment ordinance number 2017-2018-13, amending the ordinance levying certain taxes, appropriating the funds necessary to defray the expenses and liabilities of the city of New Iberia for the year 2017-2018, to carry over funding from fiscal year 2017 to amend budget for a change in projections.
Do I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Lewis and a second by Councilwoman Ledbetter. We have any public comment? Hearing no public comment, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Lewis and a second by Councilwoman Ledbetter. Item 8.
Ordinances. Approval of budget amendment ordinance number 2017-2018-13, amending the ordinance levying certain taxes, appropriating the funds necessary to defray the expenses and liabilities of the city of New Iberia for the year 2017-2018, to carry over funding from fiscal year 2017 to amend budget for change in projections.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Guidry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Councilman Sproul, we'll start us wet. Do we have any discussion on the budget amendments?
And this is because we want to stay within 5%, is that?
That's
this is
exactly
about-
right. That's
okay.
exactly right. This is to match our projections within 5%.
Okay.
Hearing no other, please vote your machines. Thank you. Item 9.
Introduction of budget amendment and ordinances. An introduction of budget amendment ordinance number 2017-2018-14, amending the ordinance levying taxes, appropriating the funds necessary to defray the expenses and liabilities of the city of New Iberia for the year 2017-2018.
17.
Should have been 2017-2018.
Yes.
To amend the budget for year-to-date activity.
Do I have a motion? So moved by Mayor Pro Tem Dahl. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Lewis. Do we have any discussion?
We need to set, that's the one we need to set up, the special meeting
What's that?
for next Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay,
So
we need to discuss that.
we have to discuss it. We'll need a special meeting. We'll vote on this, but then it'll get moved, and we're gonna have to have a special meeting next week because it takes 2 meetings to pass an ordinance, and we don't have enough time because our new budget's gonna start. So we'll vote on this item, and then, like I said, we're gonna have to set up another meeting.
Can we get the advertisement done in time?
Yes.
I checked today.
Yes. The paper's gonna help us out on that one. It'll be tight.
It'll be tight.
Okay, I'll make, you gotta make a motion for that? For a special meeting?
Well, first we should vote on what's on the floor. So,
Okay.
any discussion on that item? If not, vote your machines. Thank you. And then do I need a motion to set up a special
I
meeting?
don't think you need a
No.
motion. I don't think
Okay.
the mayor needs a motion to call a special.
Okay. All right.
We had 3 choices.
Yeah.
The Monday, the Tuesday, and the
Yeah, it could be the
Wednesday.
Monday, the Tuesday, or the Wednesday of next week,
Before the end of the month.
before the end of the month. But if we do the Tuesday, I was just,
That would be 30.
maybe the 30th. Does Tuesday work for everybody? Shouldn't be long. This is the only item. Well, now we have a limestone item, but we only have 2 items on the agenda. Let's hope it doesn't grow.
Good day for me. Thank you.
Okay. Well, y'all just let me know. Thank you. Madam Clerk, 9B.
Upon recommendation to approve the request from the Planning and Zoning Commission, an introduction of an ordinance revoking a parcel shown as existing driveway adjoining property owned by McDonald's Corporation and identified on plat entitled Parcels Considered Excessive Property, Declaration of Abandonment, Quitclaim and Release by the Department of Transportation and Development, right-of-way map, state project number 823-46-0004, FAP number STP-2300, 518 Lewis Street Improvements, Louisiana 87 Spur, Iberia Parish, by J. Weston Mott, PLS, dated 1/24/2018, 2018, contingent upon the property receiving the area acknowledged in a recorded document that the area is acquired subject to an existing public or private utility servitudes or utility improvements, whether those are reflected in recorded documents or not, and whether those are apparent or not, be required for revocation of immovable property in the referenced area.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Guidry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Broussard. Is there any discussion on this item?
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
can you clear that up? You know, they've been having a sign up there, and then, I don't understand. I thought, I say Chris Jordan, I thought he assumed that property like Wicks did on the other side. Can you?
I could explain.
Yes, I'll let our attorney, because I was confused about that too.
Okay,
On the south side of Main Street,
yep,
if you look at the area between the present Lewis Street and all the private ownership, it's kind of like a long skinny wedge. All of the area on the south side of Main Street is the former Lewis Street. But if you go to the north side of Main Street, part of that property is the former Lewis Street, and then there's a small area that the state took
Wedge.
to make that new Lewis Street relocation. So there is a small area that's not formerly Lewis Street, but it's between the old Lewis Street and the new Lewis Street. And those areas are owned by the state, DOTD, and those are for sale. And I think there's some preferences about who gets to buy and everything. But that's not part of the old Lewis Street. It's actually between the old Lewis and the new Lewis Street.
and that's where the McDonald's, old McDonald's driveway was when you got from Lewis Street to McDonald's? That's what he talking
It
about?
crossed that area, yeah.
It's wider than that, but it crossed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you went from Lewis Street into McDonald's.
Yeah,
This is on the east side of that. So adjacent to the McDonald's, there's the McDonald's property, there's the former Lewis Street, and there's a little sliver of DOTD properties. And if you get farther down to the new Iberia, I forget what they call the company that Chris Jordan
Yeah,
has,
right.
but his piece has a wider sliver
Mm-hmm.
next to Lewis Street.
so he has an option to buy that?
I think so.
Okay.
I think they have to offer it back to the people they took it from or something.
So
There's a
you're talking about
process.
3 different owns, because you got the
It's
Broussards, you
3
got the
different
McDonald's,
strips.
and you got,
Right. It's
okay.
Yeah.
It's 3 owners this way, and it's 3 strips that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, kind
Yeah,
of confusing.
and on the north side, there's just a lot more area than on the south side. On the south side, there's a tiny little triangle right on the very corner that I think the WIC people are arranging with the state to purchase, but everything else is former Lewis Street.
So after this works out, then we don't worry about the north, south side, it's all gonna be
I
with
don't
someone
think-
else?
I don't think we've dealt with the Broussard piece.
Oh,
yet.
We haven't.
Oh
We
my
haven't. We have one
goodness.
more piece to go.
okay.
And all we can do, we can either say we're gonna let it go or not. And if we let it go, then the law says where the ownership goes. So we're just giving up the right of way that we don't need anymore.
That's right.
Okay, it's, because I did not understand it.
No, it got confusing.
Yeah, okay, good, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please vote your machines. Thank y'all. Item 10.
Adoption of 2018-2019 budget. Public hearing.
I need a motion to open a public hearing.
Motion to open the public hearing.
Thank you, Councilwoman Guidry. Second?
Second.
Councilman Broussard. Is there any public comment on the budget? Seeing, hearing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Broussard. Do I have a second? Councilman Swear. Madam Clerk, 10B.
Adoption of ordinance number 2018-2019-01, adopting a budget for the city of New Iberia for the fiscal year ending October 31st, 2019.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Guidry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Broussard. Do we have any discussion on the budget? Hearing none?
Wait.
Oh.
Mind if I make a comment?
Oh, not at all, sir.
As you all stated, last year we adopted a budget deficit of nearly $900,000. That was not easy, but as a council, with the help of the various departments, we were able to, their responsible measures, were able to address the deficit and bring us to closer to more of a balanced budget. I say closer. As for myself, my job up here is to be fiscally responsible, and I think we as a group, we're doing a great job at that. One of my main objectives getting involved with this council was to take what I've learned in my private business and incorporate this into government. After all, city government is a business paid with taxpayer funds. So it is my duty to make sure our citizens are getting the services they deserve. I'm happy to say that this is happening. We're not out of the woods, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I'm happy to say this year, it really showed the hard work that all the departments have done, and yourself and ourselves and the whole council. It's really, like I said, we're not out of the woods yet, but there's some light at the end of the tunnel, and I think we're doing a great job. So it shows. So thank you.
Thank you. Couldn't do it without y'all. Any further discussion? Yes.
I just want to thank Kevin. I know he kind of, he's not a, I love Kevin. I always did since he moved here and we did leadership. And he lives in my district. He lives in, y'all know I like to represent people who live in my district. No, but thank you, Kevin. I know you take a lot of heat with these department heads and everyone going back and forth over making everything fit in the puzzle. And you're doing a good job. And Kevin didn't, our previous person that we stole from the parish and then left us again, had government experience, and Kevin didn't. And I think, it's just a whole nother animal to learn. It's like, they can't be taught how to be a mayor or a council person. Government money is different. So I just want to tell him thank you from all of us. I think everyone agrees with me on that.
Good. Thank you, Kevin. Any further discussion?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Ditto to what he said and she said.
Mayor,
Ditto.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
same thing. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Kevin as well, because there's a lot of times where the mayor may not be able to answer my question, and he comes up and he answers my question. So I appreciate that from you, sir, and thank you for your patience with all of us.
Oh, I guess
Do it too.
Hey, look.
I just know Kevin. One thing about Kevin, he gets back to. Come here, Kevin.
See what I did, Kevin? Now you got a whole 5 minutes of fame. Come on.
Now, one thing about
Got my gavel out.
a big part in this is the budget, and I've been here like 16 years, and this is probably one of the best budgets we ever accepted, even with the times they are. But one thing that Kevin does do, I bug him. I don't bug him as much as some people, but I think I might bug the mayor and then go through him, that he gets back to you right away with the answer through email. And that's all we want, because, I'm not a bookkeeper. I don't understand things. I'm sure some questions I ask Kevin, he thinks I'm an idiot. But until you're comfortable with what you're voting on, you have, I think, the right and the responsibility to make sure you're comfortable with the numbers. And by far, this is one of the, you moved into a budget that was given to you by the past administration that was not a good budget, and we worked through it, and we accepted a budget that was 800,000 deficit, came to almost even, and now we got a balanced budget in 3 years. That's remarkable. And it's about understanding, and we can't say it enough. And I feel like I say it more because me and Natalie, we've just been here so long. It's like we know good and better. And this is much better. Not to disgrace anybody, but thank you so much for your patience with me.
Y'all welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? All right, vote your machines. Thank you all very much. Madam Clerk, item 11.
Property standards public hearing. A public hearing to approve the demolition of the structure located at 414 Birch Street, New Iberia, Louisiana, 70560, belonging to the estate of Howard Pecco and others, on an emergency basis, since the structure is in such condition as to cause possible immediate loss or damage to person or property.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Swear. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Lewis.
Someone here.
Do we have any public comment?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Terry Paco. The house is in terrible condition, I admit that. My brother came in today, and we are resigned to the fact that it needs to be torn down. We still have personal items in their family, heirlooms and what have you. So the concern that we have is to the length of time that we'd have to remove what's in there. Problem is, it's very difficult, and there's no place to put a lot of things. So we were asking today a couple of questions. One would be what the schedule would be as to having it torn down. Would we, would they take away a lot of the material, and then we could get to some things, and what the schedule would be, and so we know what would be kept. Would we be kept abreast of the process and the progress? That's the main thing. I have a personal question. We have a little portable building in the backyard, and I don't know if the letter that we got said something about a shed. I don't know if they mean that meant the carport, because that part that's in the left of your screen is a carport from the side, and they may have thought that was a shed. There's no reason to demolish the little portable building in the backyard. It's in the corner way in the back. And of course, I guess anybody who gets the property would probably get that. It's enclosed in fencing, but maybe, we'd maybe like to have it. I don't particularly want it, but we do have some things stored in there. So if that could be, not torn down, just let it go with the property or what have you, so that we could later get whatever's in there out. So mostly that's my personal question, but mostly we'd like to know exactly how much time we have, what the procedure would be, what the process is, and can we be there when they're tearing it down, when they're taking away the material. So in case there's something there that we want to retain. I understand from Mr. Simon that says when it comes down, it'll come down on top of everything. So there might not be anything to save, but at least we'll get to see what we may be losing. And I thank you all very much for the opportunity to speak, and we realize that, like I said, we are resigned to the fact that the house has got to go, and probably will lose any financial interest in it. It's just there's some personal property that we would want to be concerned about. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Simon.
We're following a little bit an expedited procedure here. Usually what happens is you give people 10-day notice, you bring them before the council, y'all make a determination. If you decide that it's got to come down, they have a 5-day period to appeal, and the delays are kind of a little extended. In this situation, there's a part of the statute that says that if it's a grave public emergency where the condition of the building is such to cause possible immediate loss or damage to person or property, then we do it quicker. And what we did last week was we kind of scrambled to get the notices together. We identify the owners of the property, and it's the estate and 5 heirs. We, with the help of Jimmy and Liz, we put together notice letters that went out. We served notices on Joe Burke as the appointed attorney. We posted notices on the building. So we followed a procedure to cut these delays down because the thing is in such bad shape. I don't know if you guys have driven by to see it, but it's demolishing itself a little bit every day. And it's coming down in pieces, and it really is it's unsafe. And so it doesn't make any sense to say it's an emergency, we got to act right away, and then give a lot of time to remove property that's in it. So I think if the Pecos want to take things out of the building, you need to get on it and do that now. And I don't think there's going to be an opportunity when we get ready to demolish it for anybody to go in and get things out, because we're just going to push it over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the contractor.
The contractor is going to be a subcontractor. He comes with an excavator. He tears a house down in a day. I mean,
in trucks.
Yeah, so the whole thing's gonna go down, be a pile of junk, and get hauled off.
Mhm.
So whatever's in there is gonna be lost, and there's gonna be no opportunity. So if you have things, and we tried late last week to contact you, to contact other people, to talk to you, because we heard you had contents in there. I walked by the thing and I saw this, some stuff in there. But if you have stuff in there, take it out now. Because I think the thing has got to come down. Controlled or not controlled, it's got to come down. And I don't know about the shed in the back.
I got a picture of the shed. There it is.
I got a question.
There's nothing wrong with the shed.
Well,
Mayor.
the shed becomes a code violation.
Yeah, you can't have a shed on a property with no house.
With no
On
house.
our property.
Right.
But to make it clear that someone else is tearing it down, not the city. We're giving the approval and we paying someone to tear it down.
Correct.
Okay,
We're
that's
in the
just,
bidding process.
yeah,
Yeah.
make that
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah, it's not a city crew.
Right.
No.
No.
But we also are not gonna have a lot of control.
Right.
We're gonna give you notice as the law provides to tell you when they're gonna be out there. It's not gonna be a lot of notice, but we have to tell you when the demolition starts. But it's not gonna be a city crew that you can talk to about getting things out of the house. When they go, they're gonna go, they're hired to do this, they do this professionally, they're gonna knock that thing down and take it out of there. So it's not a delicate process.
And it could happen anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
By the time I do asbestos test and then line up the contract and they know what they have to do.
Well, I think it ought to happen as quickly as we
Yeah.
can do it.
Well, that's,
And don't take your time.
Any further discussion? Yes, sir.
I did get a chance to pass over there. Me and Dustin talked earlier. I didn't want Dustin said, Marlon, I want you to get there. And well, they tearing one down in my district. They ain't tearing down one in mine. And so we talked. He said, pass over there for me. And I saw the house. And Mr. Pecco and them, y'all was out there. I waved. You didn't recognize me. Y'all waved back. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. I mean, and it's wet. It's wet. It's dangerous.
Rained every day this summer. That's it.
I don't stick my nose in other people's business, but we got a lot of houses for demolition in the West End, and that's kind of why he called me. He didn't want me to think that we were cherry picking what we was going to tear down and then forget about some of the issues that we have in the West End and in District 5. But he called me, and I mean, this is the worst house I've seen since I've been on the council. So I couldn't sit here and say, oh man, you give him some time. It's dangerous. Somebody gonna get hurt in there, Mr. Pecco.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say, I did get a call also from Mr. Dustin. I totally agree. When we're considering public safety, not only just for the immediate neighbors across the street, behind, or on the side, we also have to consider the entire neighborhood for public safety. So I totally agree with the councilman for this district. And again, I agree with Mr. Lewis. I don't get in anybody's business as well, but this seems very unsafe structure for this property.
Any further discussion? Then I'll need a motion to close our public comment period.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Lewis. Need a second?
Second.
Councilman Swear. Great. Now I'll need a motion and a vote to accept the demo action. So do I have a motion? Motion.
When does this take place?
What's that?
2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, whatever time that, as expedient as it can be done.
yeah.
Well,
Sir?
yeah, I think the decision is to demolish it as soon as we can.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And we're not allowing any time to fix it or anything like that. So if we do this now, and it's gonna be a little time to start, but there's no delay for people to go do repairs.
Okay. Councilman Swear.
I'll make a second. He made a motion.
Okay, you made the second?
Yeah.
Okay, so we already have a motion and a second?
Yeah, because we couldn't talk.
Can you make one more comment?
You certainly can. We moving fast. Hang on. Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Pecco, with the situation, I do sympathize with you as well on the home, but I'm sure at one time it was a very beautiful home and serve this purpose, but right now, like, you know, my job as the district representative to make sure the public's safe. You know, we saw the other day, you know, kids are gonna be curious and they might be going to walk through it and it's just gonna take one time for this to fall over or fall down on them and you know, that's something that no one wants to have to live with if someone can get hurt, especially yourself. So, but that's all I have to say about this. I just appreciate everybody, you know, agreeing with what's going on with this property. Thank you.
You know, and the metal building in the back, people don't know the Pecos, they used to sell metal buildings. That was probably one of the original Pecos buildings.
In fact, it was built on the property because there's no access to the
To get to
backyard
it.
with a truck. So,
Wow.
because of the size of the backyard,
Yeah.
so it had to have been built back there.
Thank you.
But I was thinking once the house is gone, it could be moved on.
So I have a motion on the floor and a second. Any further discussion?
I got one more
Yes,
question to Mr. Pecco. Into the council and to Jeff, y'all planned on trying to get in there? Like if we would say, oh, the demolition people going in there in 3 or 4 days, it's gonna be tore down. Y'all was trying to get in there before, and could they even go in there? Could we as a council say, yeah, y'all go get what y'all, I mean, I know I wouldn't wanna be liable for the
We've
same.
been in and out. The
It's-
body of the house is solid. It's just the exterior there in the front, particularly the front. But the body of it, down the hall and all of the bedrooms and all are solid. They're solid oak floors. It's just, the outside lot boards are cedar, cypress, right? I meant cypress. And so they're not deteriorating. That part is not rotting or anything.
And that's all. I was just trying to reiterate that I wouldn't want my grandpa or somebody to go back in the house, you know.
Well, if they go, they go at their own
Yeah.
risk.
Oh, they go at their own risk, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not ours.
we're not condoning that. They go at their
Not
own
ours.
risk.
Right.
We're just saying, don't wait if you're gonna go.
Mhm.
If you got something you want in it, go get it.
Go get it.
Okay. What are you getting time?
Any further discussion?
Cold.
Hearing none, please vote your machines. Thank y'all. Madam Clerk, item 12.
Property standards revisit and public hearings. Revisit demolition of property located at 702 Compton Street, New Iberia, Louisiana.
I need a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion to open the public hearing.
Thank you, Councilwoman Guidry, and who was the second? Councilman Broussard. Any public comment on this property? Hearing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public hearing.
Councilwoman Guidry, and a second, who had the second? Councilman Broussard? Or Councilman Lewis? Councilman Lewis.
It was
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, what?
It was not.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing.
Never
Stuck a little bit of
Thank y'all. 12B. Wait.
To demolish.
Yeah, we need to, yeah, now we need a motion.
To demolish.
Motion to
or
demolish,
whatever.
or whatever they decide. Whose district is this?
Sheriff.
Sheriff? Councilman Guidry?
Okay.
You have the floor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Jimmy, real quick for a quick review for those that may view this at a later audience, a later time. This house and structure has been on the list for how long, sir?
Well,
I know it's
last
been a
year,
while.
about a year ago, we voted to demo it.
Right.
So, but when we brought the packet to Jeff, we found that there was somebody that had bought a 1% interest,
Mhm.
and we hadn't notified them. So that's why we're back here
How
today.
did we work that out?
We have notified everybody.
Okay, and everybody is, there's no appeal to it or any of the such?
No, I haven't, nobody's
And
called.
they did receive notice about this demolition?
Yes.
In advance?
Yes,
Okay. All right,
and that's another one, the house is falling.
yes.
The front wall is caved in.
We have another picture, Mr. Jimmy, don't we? Yeah. That's what I thought.
See the windows?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, my recommendations is to demolish it.
And that's in my old neighborhood, and I mean, I know every house like the back of my hand. That used to be a nice home.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it's swaying this way and swaying that way, and you better not go by it. It's gonna fall on you by itself. You think the other one's bad? I passed by this thing several times lately, and it needs to come down.
That's a second?
Second.
Okay. Good, I have a
But
motion and a
we
second.
need boards on some of ours.
Yes, sir, another subject, another
We
subject.
need
Wait, what
boards
did you
on
say?
some of ours.
Stick to
Point
the
of
subject.
order.
Point of order.
We'll sneak that in there.
I understand. So, we have a motion and a second to demolish. Do we have any other discussion?
Is this the house that the couple came to us and talked about?
Yes. There was a couple that came
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, there was a
Right.
couple that came and concerned
Yeah.
about that house. So
Yeah.
Yes.
we definitely need to, because those houses about to,
Tumble over.
Both of those
I'd say those are the two worst houses
that's
in
the
your
two
area.
worst. Yep,
Yep. I admit, but we need.
Right now. Right now.
definitely.
Okay,
Those
any
are
further
two words.
discussion? Hearing none, please vote your machines.
Point of order.
Thank y'all. I'm sorry. You got-
Boards on some of our bad houses.
12B.
Revisit demolition of property located at 706 South Hopkins Street, New Iberia, Louisiana.
I need a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Councilman Lewis and a second by Councilwoman Lopez. This time. Do we have someone here to represent the property? Good evening.
How you doing?
Fine.
Yes, they sent me a letter, July, I think it was, yeah, about the house, and we're like, well, we are few, I guess they all got their letter, about the house, but anyway, I talked to Ellen K, for the demolition, and they quoted me 3,200, but that's if the house didn't have a pesticide. Yes, and then, from my understanding, it has been, tested, and it was said that under the kitchen floor, the vinyl, between the vinyl, it was 25% of, what do you call it? Yeah, asbestos. But they call it something else. I guess that's what it was. Oh, crystal tile, 25%. I don't really know anything about that stuff. But anyway, they were saying that if the house could be moved without disturbing it, it could be, the demolition could do it, and if not, it would have to be removed, and that's like $1,250. $1,250 dollars. So I haven't talked with Ellen J. I mean Ellen K. I haven't spoke with Ellen K to see how much more it's gonna cost me, because at first they had quoted $600 for me to give them, so that the so that the guys could come check for the pesticide, and then so in order to do this, it would be even more, and basically it's falling on me because none of my siblings have answered the paper, and my stepbrother was living in the house at the time, and so I still don't even know how far back he didn't pay the tax as well. So it's almost to the point that I need to find out how much everything is really going to cost me, and is it going to be worth more than the property is worth itself. So I've already talked with LJ, and I did wanted them to do it, and I didn't realize how much more it was going to be costing me. So I'm basically trying to see, I don't know how far everything has gone.
And for the record, what's your name?
My name is Rose Locks Bonnet Nama Thomas.
Thank you.
Remarried.
Thank you. Whose district is this in?
This is my district.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I mean, sound like you're asking for, I'm Marlon, I don't know if we met before.
I've seen you before.
Yeah, okay, all right, I want to give you my number before you leave too, so you can, and get your number, so we can, I can help y'all the best way I can with this property. sound like you're kinda asking for a little more time to find out what it's worth. So
Right.
before you
Well-
go out and spend money, cause once you spend money, pretty much it's gonna be it's gonna be yours, once you spend it.
Right, because because then no one is answered for it, and at the same time, if I'm gonna put out all this money, I wanna talk to a lawyer as well. You know, if I need to do that, I'm not really sure what the circumstances is gonna be, since nobody seemed to have came us to do it,
If the
right?
family have, yeah.
Because it's not the only property that I've been responsible for, so it's kinda getting overwhelming for me right here.
Well, I know I'm not here to put much more pressure on you. I wanna see it done right, where it benefits you and your family, and where not a whole lot of pressure is put on you, cause we've been there in my family with properties that we had to deal with. We did it right, you know, I was blessed to be able to acquire family property, so, you know, I know it's a journey, so I guess seems like you're trying to get time to go and maybe talk, seek an attorney.
Well, I do need to seek an attorney, but I know that this have to get done too, so I'm trying to see what steps should I take.
Let me say this.
And, cause I do wanna get it done, but I wanna make sure I'm taking the right steps.
Let me say this, Jimmy, ask this, Jimmy, is it up for I know we had ordered it demolished, and then, we had to send letters out, back, kinda like the one
Other
that,
people.
huh?
We have to notify other people.
So now it's a go, we can demolish
Yeah.
whenever. Okay. But sound like she's saying
You
she's
see,
willing to,
We had gone as far as the asbestos report. I gave her the asbestos report from our file. I made a copy for her, so that's how she knows it has asbestos.
Right, so I'm gonna talk with L&K to see what, you know, with the letter and everything, and see what do they think in my price range, cause right now it's $3,200.
Okay.
Without them knowing that it is.
asbestos.
Right. And I don't know if it's just gonna cost me $600 more besides what he said, or what, so I haven't got a chance to go talk with him, because then I had to wind up working, so now I have, you know, so I'm gonna try to see if I could get with him tomorrow, within sometime that day, and see what he thinks also, to see if the price is gonna go up or not. And, because my plan, I had already told him that I wanted them to do it, and I wanted to try to have it done by next month. But look like I keep getting other things in, so I'm trying to figure out what the plan, right? Or do I get back with you?
Well, I mean, sound like you need an
Yeah,
attorney.
I would like to-
and
I would
we
like
got
to
an
get back.
attorney, so can Jeff weigh in on what she needs to do, or where we at? What can we do? What kind of grace can we give her?
You still have the floor if you wanna call him, Jeff?
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
I mean, we could say,
Mm-hmm.
in 30 days, if you haven't demolished it, then we'll move forward.
But what I'm asking about is like, because there's other family members involved. After I spend the money on doing it,
Oh.
because it's not like they're gonna give me the money back, because they never respond.
She's gonna
They never
recoup her money
respond,
from
they
her
never
family
respond to it in the
over
first
civil
place.
issue with her own
You
family.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what we understood.
But I think we could say it needs to be demolished.
Right, I understand that
And we're
part.
gonna allow a certain amount of time for you to demolish it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, then the city will, through the contractor, demolish it. But I don't think we're allowing any extra time to fix it.
No, not to fix it.
I'm not asking to fix it.
I understand your situation, because there are a number of owners. It sounds like you're the one who's here, and you're the one who's looking at the costs, and you're trying to make sure if you put money into it, you're gonna get the ownership of the property from your brothers and sisters.
Right.
Now, I understand that problem, but we can't let it go forever.
No.
You know, for you to consult somebody. So I think what we could say is, it has to be demolished. We're gonna give you a certain amount of time to demolish it.
Okay.
If you don't, then we'll move forward. And I don't know what a reasonable time is, because I'm not sure how big a danger it is, or anything like that.
One of the things I can say, is that with it being boarded up, the imminent danger that we had last year, the imminent danger has been gone. And I wanna say, Miss Eleanor boarded this house up, Miss Eleanor Walker boarded it up. Or did you board it up? But anyway, whoever boarded it up, they helped out the community. So the imminent danger, we were worrying about people in and out of there, vagrants hiding guns, running from the police, hiding out in there.
And they were hanging out.
And stuff like that. So when they boarded up, the imminent danger is gone. Now it's an eyesore and it's on the list. So it has to be demolished. Not just that it's an eyesore, it was an eyesore and it was dangerous. That's what got it on the list. We voted to demolish it. So it's time to demolish it. But again, the imminent danger is over. People can't get in and out of it like they were because they ain't been in it yet. So whoever did it did a good job boarding it up. But it's still on a demo list. And your concern is, can you reap, if you pay for it, can you reap your money back from your family? Or can you find out, once it's tore down, if you acquire it, if the value of the property is worth what you paid or a little more? That's what you're worrying about. And you're trying to say that you need a little time to find that out. And that's what you're asking. Before you say, I'm going to call L&K and spend $3,800, let me call my lawyer and see if I can get this property in my name and it's worth me tearing it down. Am I correct?
Yes. But at the same time, yes, you basically.
Because if none of that happened,
you basically said this right, exactly. But because I don't really know how much more. I don't really know what else they did, like as far as tax bill, because he was staying there and he should have been paying the tax, but he didn't, right? So I don't know how far that went. So it's like a combination of that, the tax, the lawyer fee. You understand what I'm saying? So after I do all of that, I'm like, I want to own it.
I understand.
You understand what I'm saying? Yes, but the demolition, I understand, and I have spoke with someone to do it, but I still need to find out what I should do as well.
Right. Think of it this way. I'm just giving you, in my opinion, right now Hopkins Street may not be the best place to own property, but in the future, it may be the best place to own property.
Well, I don't want it personally for myself because, like I said, we do have another property, and my brothers and sisters own that one too. But I know no pay the tax on it. That one is I plan to buy them out for. But none of them is claiming this other one. Nobody wants to be bothered with it. Nobody wants to spend the money on it. And I just want to make sure that once I spend the money on it, I don't want to hear anything because they really haven't put a penny out, and the property is worth whatever I'm putting into it already. So they would basically, if they want it, I don't have a problem with that. Just pay me what I spent on it.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's good
Yes,
though.
I
But
think-
so, go ahead.
We clear on that? I mean, I think we understand.
Yeah, so basically, and I just want to make sure that when I talk to a lawyer, you tell me, okay, he put some kind of thing on the paper for me. But as far as the demolition goes, I am going to try to make it happen. Because I already talked to the guy about it, but I still need to find out what he think about the letter and how much more it's going to cost.
One more question, since I still got the floor, to Jimmy. If in the event we tear it down, will we own it or will the family have a bill?
The bill's going to go on the taxes.
The bill's gonna go on the taxes, so it's still gonna be.
It's still gonna be more.
It's still gonna be back on y'all.
Yes.
It's
They
still
already
gonna
told
be
me.
your
They
problem.
already told me that part. So
Okay.
I just don't want.
So you just need time to find out.
I just don't want to come out totally
Gotcha.
lost. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I break even because it's not about the money. Because like you say, to me too, I don't think it's the best place to live. But at the same time, I don't really want to lose our family property just because I don't plan on living there. Maybe somebody else might want to live there.
Right.
And stuff, but-
I didn't say it wasn't the best place to live. I said it might not be the best place to own property right now for the value of the
But
property.
I feel like if I did it, it could sit there as long as the lawn stayed down, and maybe later on it will be worth something. That's how I see it. But right now, I'm gonna try to do. What did you say the deadline
Well,
would be about?
We're gonna get there with the council.
yeah, I don't think we've talked
We
about a
haven't
deadline,
hit a
but I
deadline
think,
yet.
I think the council would
Still
vote
having a
to
discussion.
say it needs to be demolished, and we'll allow a certain amount of time for you to do that. And if you don't, within, you don't get your building permit and get moving within that certain amount of time, whatever you have to get, then the city will act. So
Yes.
I don't think it ought to come back before the council.
Okay.
I think if they make a demolition decision tonight and then give you a chance to do it yourself or have the city do it. we would rather you do it.
Right.
But I'm not sure how much time you're asking for, or how much time the councilman's talking about.
I'm saying within the month, because
Well-
I still have to make sure I have.
Right. But I would personally, and if, because the imminent danger is gone, I know for me there's not enough time in a day. You know, if it's possible, we already got these two houses, Compton and Birch Street, that gonna be torn down as soon as possible. We already said we don't have a whole lot of money in the budget to tear down houses. So I mean, for me, seeing is that she's intricately involved now. She's here. She's showing up. I would grant her 60 days as if she had never been here before. In the very beginning, she never got a chance. To me, 60 days is a little more time than 30 days when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. Got the holidays coming up. That's just me. Because to me, she showed a lot that she's here. And she's not trying to save down. She's here trying to make sure that it get tore down and that we don't have to pay for it. That she gonna pay for it. So I want to give her as much time as we can grant her. Again, because the imminent danger, especially with our new police department, is gone. So that's my suggestion. 60 days. I make a motion for 60.
We didn't finish discussion.
First thing we have to do is finish, we having a public hearing, so the first thing we have to do is finish the public comment and then close the public hearing, then make a motion on the time. That's just where we started discussing a lot more than we normally do in public hearing. So we had a public hearing, so to stay in order, we probably should make a motion and close
Motion to close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. So we have a motion by Councilwoman Lopez and a second by Councilwoman Ledbetter to close the public hearing.
Okay.
Now we can move on to a motion, have a motion on the floor, and then if we need more discussion.
I'll make a motion to grant Ms. Locke 60 days to take care of business with her family so that she can proceed to demolish, to demolish.
Okay, we have a motion.
A motion, it has to be a motion
And
to
a
demolish.
second.
A motion to demolish.
I think it's a motion to demolish.
Uh-huh.
If I could suggest that, a motion to demolish and to give her 60 days to do it.
Okay.
And if she doesn't, then we'll move forward.
Motion to demolish, give her 60 days to do it, and if she doesn't, we'll move forward. Thank you, Tim. Great.
So, and
60
we have-
days would be December the 17th for me.
Okay. So we have a motion, we have a second by Councilman Broussard. And Natalie, for discussion.
I just have one
And
question.
then you have,
And my question is for the police chief in the back. In the back.
Police chief?
The police chief in the back. I knew I was gonna catch him, or I almost texted him to be like, I'm about to ask you a question.
That was pretty funny.
No, Councilman Lewis is saying that there is no more imminent danger with this house here on Hawkins Street. It is my knowledge that the history of this house has involved a lot of loitering. Do you have any take on whether or not we have had criminal activity at this house in the past 2 months? Does this house ring a bell to you? It used to have a lot of activity. I'm talking people in the yard and out the yard all day long. And it's like I kind of want to hear it from the department themselves because, you know,
I am in the department for a time. I'm up there all the time, more than the chief and the police. But anyway, we'd like to hear from him too.
I do. I want to.
I wasn't prepared to answer that, so I don't have the information in front of me to be able to answer that with knowledge. So if you give me some time, I'll be able to answer that question for you.
He'll get back to you.
Well, I'm not gonna hold up. I'm not gonna hold up the 60. I mean, no, I'm serious. Like that house has it.
But trust me, I'm up
And
there.
it still has some holes in it. You know, people can.
They can't crawl through them holes right now.
No.
If
You
they
can't
could've
hide
got
stuff
that
in
house-
there. I mean, I'm not trying to
If they
be.
could have gotten that house,
Is that the only
trust
picture you
me.
had?
No.
If they
Look at
could have
this
gotten
way,
that house,
with our new police department, we can put that property on notice and
Yes,
we can make
probably,
sure that
yes.
we don't have.
Well, then let's
any
just
issues
leave
on
it at that.
Instead of
Chief.
waiting.
Let's just put put on notice, even, you know, it was just a big, like I said, a loitering spot, drug spot, hiding stuff, and I'm not saying anything,
But
no,
Nat-
negative about the owners.
No, no,
I'm just
no,
saying
no,
that
but
that
Nat-
was the culture
Natalie,
of this property.
Hopkins Street has always been lottery. Since 1950 something, we always hung on Hopkins Street.
I understand
So
that,
it's the
and I'm
hanging-
not against loitering. I just know
Always hung on the
specifically from working at the public defender's office what kind of things
Well,
happen
we'll watch it.
on this location. It's nothing,
We're gonna take care of it.
you know. I would like, yes, extra surveillance
Thank you.
for it
coming,
because
Hang on. It's not over yet. Y'all hang on.
I'm not trying to be negative.
You know what? I don't think it is. I don't think you are.
Okay,
It's a
well,
good-
I'm
that
just,
was a
I'm
good
not.
point you came
But
up with.
when you,
That was a good point.
when you
We
work
will
in the
put it on
criminal
notice.
justice system here, you see another side
Did we vote
of
on
your
this?
parish that,
Mr. Broussard, hang on.
oh wow, okay, I'm done. That was
Thank you.
rude.
And, Mr. Russo, just wait. You
Yeah.
have anything else?
No, other than that.
Good. Well, then the chief.
I'm not
will-
speaking just to talk. I'm speaking because I specifically remember this location.
The chief will put it on notice, and we'll watch it because I'm sure you're right. Now, Councilwoman Guidry.
I think it was Broussard.
No,
first.
he was just
Oh, okay.
talking.
Sidebar.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Councilwoman Guidry.
And for the record, Miss Councilwoman Lopez, I wasn't being rude to you. I just want to let you know I was
Oh no.
kind of trying to figure out what was being said and done. Mr. Jimmy, the tax roll on this particular property is what? Is it backlogged?
I don't know.
You don't
I
have
hadn't
that in
looked at
front of
that,
you?
but I know we have cut the
Because I know
grass.
she was concerned about
We
that.
have cut the grass a few times, so that'll be probably on the tax.
Added to the taxes as well.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how much. That's it.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, please vote your machine.
And we're voting for?
We're voting
60
for
days.
We're voting for 60 days to demolish in 60 days.
If she doesn't, then
If she does it prior, great. If she doesn't, we demolish in 60 days.
Okay, that's
And
what
we have a
Mr.
motion
Hayes
and a
wants?
second.
Okay.
Everybody's clear? Please vote your machines. Thank you all very much. Item 12C.
revisit demolition of property located at 717 Toriak Street, New Iberia, Louisiana.
I need a motion to open the public hearing on this property.
Motion.
Thank you, Councilman
Second.
Lewis, and a second by Councilwoman Ledbetter. Do we have any public comment? Anybody here to speak on this property? Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second to close the public hearing. Thank you. Now I need, whose district is this?
Mine.
Great. Do you want to speak on this property?
I haven't heard a whole lot of reports on this property lately. Jimmy, what you got on it?
I've cut the grass a couple of times. The roof's off in the back. Over the carport, there's a hole in the roof. All the front overhang is rotten.
Okay.
If you delay it, it'll end up like the first two and be falling down.
Okay. I remember this house. This house is
There's a real nice brick house.
right
on
next to the
on
brick
corner.
house. Is it on the demolition list already?
Yeah, it
Okay.
is tonight.
Well, I mean,
We had voted to demo
We
it
had voted to demo it
last
already.
and
year.
those are one of the ones that we had to read.
That's right, these are the four that we had to redo.
Well, I'll make a motion to demolish. Cause I've gotten calls in the past over this house.
Yeah.
Several calls.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to demolish. We have
A second.
We have a second. Any further discussion? That's it? Okay, well, please vote your machines. I was just expecting more discussion. Thank you. Item 13, items for discussion. We have none. Item 14, Councilman remarks. I'll start with Councilman Lopez.
I thought for sure I was gonna be last time you started with me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it's okay. I have one announcement. I would like to say Happy Bosses Day to the mayor.
Oh.
Today is Boss's Day, and I know you don't act like our boss, and we're all elected, and you're more of a leader, but you're great at it, and you're very compassionate and caring and respectful to everyone, and I hope that you had a great day here at City Hall.
Thank you, I did. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, had this town hall meeting last Monday night. I think it was a success and it was informative.
That's good.
Police did a great job giving us a 90-day report. Thank y'all for those who came, for coming out. That's one thing. Second thing is, I'm missing something. Oh, happy birthday to myself this Saturday.
I like that.
This Saturday, my birthday. My daughter is 3 days after me, October 23rd. Kennedy gonna be 11, and I'm gonna be 48. Y'all say that.
A youngster.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Mr. Broussard. Come on, you had a lot to say earlier.
Turning lanes off Amador at Lewis and Center. They gotta make some room, help the traffic flow. That's a state road, see what we can do, maybe to ask them to come. It'll take a little while, but not just striping a turn right, give us a turning lane. So the ones that wanna turn right, get out the lane and the traffic flows. So that's on Lewis and Center. See what we can do to maybe get a report to them.
All right.
And see if we can help our traffic flow.
All right, thank you.
That's all I have.
Dan?
I want to thank everybody that came out and supported the Gumbo Cook-Off.
That's good.
The more people that came to New Iberia, that's why taxes is going up, because they're spending money here. And second thing is that Gordon's disposal is running a little late on picking up the trash. He had a couple pieces of equipment that broke down. So they are coming, they're just gonna be a couple days late. And so he was concerned because people were calling, thought we wasn't picking up. We just pick it up late, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. And he had put me, as per the contract, he had let me know immediately. Peter.
Okay, I'm gonna say happy birthday to myself because today is my birthday. Thank you all. Neighborhood Watch is Thursday, October the 18th, 6 o'clock p.m. at the Slyman. All are invited to attend. Also this weekend, St. Edward St. Jude Catholic Church having the annual parish fair. On Friday, we're asking for your support for fish dinners. The dinners are being from 10:30 to 1 o'clock, and they're also going to sell sweets and fair T-shirts. And at 7 o'clock on Friday will be a super prize bingo in the school cafeteria. On Saturday is the parade at 12 o'clock, and then the food and game booths open. Following the parade, the mass is at 4 o'clock. It's the mass at Thanksgiving, and then the booths and the games and the sweets and all of that will reopen, and they'll have regular bingo and music. Also on Sunday, barbecue dinners from 10:30 to 1. And there's going to be a car and truck and bike show from 10 to 2. The registration fee for that is $25. And please come out and support us with the dinners. It's family fun. There's music. Come on out and enjoy yourself. Also, Smile Community Action Agency is celebrating 50 years of serving the people of Iberia, St. Martin, and Lafayette Parish. There will be a variety of activities in the 3 parishes. Here in New Iberia, there's going to be a balloon launch and a reception at the office on the corner of Walton and Ambassador W. LaMelle at 10 o'clock a.m. on October the 29th. And that's all I have today.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to thank Ms. Deidre for making that announcement for St. Edward's Parish Fair. It is a favorite of many in the city and the parish of Iberia. Also, congratulations to the Greater Chamber of Commerce and all that worked tirelessly for the gumbo cook-off. I particularly like the skit that was done about the pirate, and that was just funny. So I think everyone had a great time. It brought a lot of dollars to our city, and I'm excited about that. I also want to say happy 153rd church anniversary to St. James Methodist Church, located on St. Peter Street here in New Iberia. And I want to thank the mayor for allowing me to read the mayor proclamation there. It was truly a great service. Ms. Deidre was in attendance. And also, this church will continue to be a beacon of light within our city. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dustin?
I will pass for tonight, thank you.
Great. I got a couple of them, but nobody jet because we have a real quick TIF meeting after this meeting. It's in your packet. We have a special meeting of the Highway 14 TIF district. That's been rescheduled for November the 6th. We have a special meeting on October the 16th on the 182 TIF district. We have a meeting after this. And the next city council meeting is November 6th, and we still have properties for sale on Civic Source. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Great, thank y'all. Now we'll go right into our second meeting. Madam Clerk?
Roll call. Mayor Pro Tem Dan Doyle.
Here.
Councilmember Natalie Lopez. Councilmember Marlon Lewis.
Here.
Councilmember David Broussard.
Here.
Councilmember Deidre Ledbetter.
Here.
Councilmember Sherry Guidry.
Present.
Councilmember Dustin Swear.
Here.
Thank you. Item 1 is public comment. We have no public comment. Item number 2, resolutions. Madam Clerk?
Resolution authorizing the publication of a notice of intention to levy taxes within New Iberia Highway 182 Economic Development District 1 and providing for other matters in connection therewith.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Swear, and a second was on this side, Councilman Lewis. Do we have any discussion? And to tell you, we did put maps at your place. This is the other small TIF district that we would be turning on. And since we had some publication issues with the first one, we're going to try to do them both at the same time. Do we have any discussion?
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I just want to clarify something.
Sure.
We're given a half-cent tax on this thing, not 2%.
No, you can go
Yeah.
up to 2%. But we set the rate, and the way the verbiage was written was that you could go up to 2%. But that's not what any of us discussed. It was half a cent.
And if it would go up, it still would have to come through the council.
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
This all would come back to the council anytime
And-
we would adjust anything.
And the amount that we're doing here, 182, is same as Highway 14.
Yes.
That's because we're not doing one different than the other.
No, both the same.
And then one more question or comment. Garden View is not included in it
Because people live there.
people live
Just
there.
like your
Someone called me
hotel,
today.
just like the
from
hotel.
But everything around it is included around for it.
Yes.
And if Garden View would happen to come back with a rental apartment complex, it still would not be.
No, it's still residential. Just like the hotel rooms that we
Yes.
had to go around because people claim they lived at the hotel room. If
Uh,
I thought about going by the number of the room like you suggested, I would have tried.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, good. I just want to clarify that because some people thought it was 2%, but no, we're doing 0.5%.
Yes.
But it can go up with the majority of the council at any time in the future.
Up to that 2%.
That's correct.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any further discussion or questions? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there's a big difference. Like you said, the wording is up to 2%, but we're leaving it at a half-cent sales tax. On one side of the district, we're discussing both TIF districts, correct?
Yes, this one right now is for 182.
Okay, so we're looking at Spanish Lake. We're also looking at Community Bank.
No, ma'am, the bank is out. The parking
Okay.
lot's in the city, but the
parking
bank
lot.
is out, so it's nothing.
Okay.
It won't go there.
Then we're also looking at what other business, sir?
Emeralds
Emeralds Billiards.
and New Century Fabricators. There's very few businesses in this
And
district.
McDonald's.
And McDonald's.
So we're
beauty part
looking
of
at
this.
about, if we're doing a half cents, we're looking at about between $25,000 and $30,000.
Yes, it's going to be a number probably about $20,000 a year, depending on the economy. But and all that money goes back into development. And the beauty part of this one is there's so much blank land to be developed,
Yes,
and
sir.
owners who want to develop it. So it actually will give us places to spend that TIF money on infrastructure.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
So all we're doing tonight is combining them.
Tonight we're just
The final vote will be the next meeting.
Final vote will be next meeting. Tonight, we are including 182, so that at the next meeting, we can take action and be able to adopt both of them like we were originally going to do, but we've had a few, we've had a few hiccups on this, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Dustin?
I got one question. Okay, so the properties that are not included, say the land, if the land was ever sold around this certain property, would that be implemented into the district, or?
Well, it depends. The ones that are out are residential. So if it was sold for commercial use, we would come back, we would amend the map, we would go through the same process, and then we would be able to add it in. Just like you could expand a TIF district, but there's process for that. But if it stays in residential, well, it'll never come in.
But if it were to be sold, so like what if it'd be like sectioned off? In other words, like you were to sell a resident, but then the property around it would be then turned into commercial and sold as commercial, it would have to come back to the council?
It would come back. Yes.
All right. That's the question I had.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, please vote your machines. Thank you. Madam Clerk, item 3.
Introduction of ordinance an ordinance authorizing the levy of a sales tax and hotel occupancy tax within the city of New Iberia, Highway 182 Economic Development District Number 1, directing that such sales tax and hotel occupancy tax in the district will be used to provide funds for economic development projects in accordance with and as authorized by Part 2, Chapter 27, Title 33 of the Louisiana Revised Statutes of 1950 as amended, and providing for other matters in connection with the foregoing.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Guidry. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Councilman Lewis. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, please vote your machines. Thank you all very much. And now I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Thank you all very much. We're done.